Welcome back to the 2021 Surf City El Salvador ISA World Surfing Games. Chris Cote here with Kale Carranza talking you through an epic showdown. And that's exactly the type of surfing that got the German flag-waving ripper Leon Glatzer into the position he's in now. He is an Olympian. This right here has to be considered the ultimate victory lap. And his job is not done. He's got a big heat. And what a way to start it. We knew the telegraph down the line, coiling up like a cobra and striking.
That was a big air, no grab, 180-degree rotation in the air, lands with his back towards the crowd. Watch this. Lance cannot see what is happening and just slowly spinning himself around towards the crowd, comfortably feeling it as we see Hiroto, who has a very important task at hand. He wants to make it into the Olympics. He is going to have to make this heat. Wow, that was a very interesting paddle battle. It looks like a leash got caught there. Wow. Is this heat important?
Is that Burkhart style action happening? Are we watching North Shore right here? Well, I love to see it. We love to see the passion and the tenacity that these athletes bring to the lineup. Here it is, Hiroto Ohhara, his last chance to continue on through this competition. Luca Messinas, Miguel Tudela, Leon Glatzer, they've qualified for the Olympic Games. Hiroto now has an uphill climb, a battle to stay in this contest if he wants to stand a chance.
Incredible.
Wow, so as our surfers make their way back out into the lineup, let's go down to the beach. Shannon Hughes is with Sally Fitzgibbons.
Thanks so much, Sally. Wow, what a way to come back fighting, dropping 2-8s. Describe to us what that feeling is like.
Oh, it's so satisfying, Shannon. It's one of those things like to strategize in these heats is extremely hard because the level is so high. And yeah, it's just not a given that you'll get the set to hit in the right place of the bank. So you have to get a bit crafty. And they got myself back in the heat, and then it felt really nice to open up.
And talk to us, you know, you got a few heats to make it through to get to the finals for another potential ISA gold medal for the men you already have. What's your strategy coming into a day like this?
Oh, I think it's like my goal at the start of the week was just to get as many heats under my belt as I can. I just wanted to go as far as I possibly can and get more knowledge on my opponents here and get more of a feel of what the Olympics is going to be and ride that energy. So it's been such a pleasure, and yeah, it'll be exciting to get 2 more under my belt.
And you've been, you know, qualified for the Olympics for a while now. What was it like to witness so many other surfers gaining that achievement yesterday?
It's pretty crazy. I was actually announced as the first qualifier out of the men and women, so it's been a long journey. It felt like 3 years ago, but no, I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed everything that surrounds an Olympic Games, and just kind of shaping it in my head and enjoying the story, and then knowing that I've never been though, so the best bit's yet to come.
So exciting. Well, good luck, rest up, and get ready for that next heat. Back to you guys.
Gotta love Sally Fitzgibbons. What an incredible ambassador for surfing. For Team Australia, the Irakanjis represented so well, of course. I love what she said there. Ride the energy. Inspiration can come from so many different places. I think we saw that throughout this week, the building of momentum and energy through our field, everybody feeding off each other, and the performances have shown that that positive energy that these surfers have been feeling has helped them rise to the occasion and put on just a stunner of a show. Going back to the beginning of this heat, Leon Glatzer getting things going. Power, performance, this guy has every trick in the book.
Yeah, that was his last ride. We're still waiting for scores to drop, and Hiroto going off and surfing Kanoa's right. This is the right-hander that gave Kanoa Igarashi the win over Miguel Tudela and Alan Cleland a couple rounds ago. Hiroto finding a beautiful wall to work with, a hair too late on that last maneuver, and he goes down. But how about Olympian Miguel Tudela, hailing from Punta Hermosa, Peru, not too far away from Lima. You can see him connecting. He's lifting his hands up in the air, wondering what is going on. We will have to give you an update because I do believe he had an interference as we see Luca La Máquina.
Luca Messinas, Olympian.
Ooh.
That's not going to get old saying that. Olympic athlete Miguel Tudela, same boat here. Looking for the big finish. Already landed one air on this wave, goes for the second. That would have been a wild, high-scoring wave for Tudela He goes down in his second aerial attempt, but you know what? I'm loving what we're seeing here because you can tell that even though these three surfers are still fiercely battling for these top spots, it looks like they're a little bit more freed up. You know, we did see paddle battle and kind of some wild goings on at the very beginning, but you can tell they're going for everything.
Well, they qualified for the 2020 Olympic Games. Miguel Tudela said it yesterday in an interview. He can finally sleep. And well, with good sleep comes excellent performances.
So here is what we will be looking at the start of the heat. The first surfer to ride a wave and get back to takeoff zone. The priority shakes out there, but this is really what we're looking at. That is what we call a paddle battle. So if a surfer impedes the ride, impedes the other surfer's ability to catch that wave, our priority judges, our head judge, the whole panel will be looking at that moment. Any indication of what we're going to see here in terms of priority or an interference situation?
Yes, I think there will be an interference, and we will give you that update shortly. And that is something you don't want to do in the last heats of this event as we see the German up and riding.
The wind up, the springs activated. Leon Glatzer is on a roll, and we love to see it. Team Germany on the beach celebrating this young Olympian, now shaking up the standings with another impressive, huge frontside 360 air, just executed perfectly.
The carve, waiting for that wave to give him this section, generating speed, opening up a stance, flying 6 feet up in the air, lands in the flats, front foot way up on the nose of the board in order to pivot that thing around. And well, would you claim that? Of course you would.
Oh my gosh, watch it again here. See the speed.
The rotation was incredible. He was inverted. The tail of the board was higher than the nose as we see Miguel Tudela looking at this ride. We're waiting for scores to drop from Leon. It is going to be a massive score.
Yeah, right now you can tell things just escalated in the water. Leon Glatzer right there, nearly executing the perfect frontside 540, as you'd call it in skateboarding. And for him, you can tell the paddle battle probably helped fire him up. The news that he's going to be an Olympian doing the same. And now he's just surfing for the glory of his sport, of his spot. Team Germany will be represented in the Olympic Games by a young surfer, lives and trains in Costa Rica. And if you've ever seen a video part from Leon Glatzer, you'd know that he does airs like that on the daily, but to be able to perform like that in a contest in the span of 25 minutes, that is a huge feat in itself.
Well, wow.
Wait, I'm noticing there's a quiet moment over here.
I'm looking at the screen because I do believe we are going to have an interference, and it seems to be an interference either on blue or on yellow. I'm looking at our screen. It seems to be on yellow. Miguel Tudela right now. Leon Glatzer currently in first position. Miguel in second. We're still waiting for those last two scores to drop from the Peruvian surfer in yellow and our German surfer who gets an 8.93 for that cutback into aerial 360 on the inside. He has 14.86.
Here's the interference one more time, so it will go against the surfer in yellow. Why?
So Leon Glatzer is paddling on the inside. Miguel Tudela tries to go up and around Leon, and Leon's leash seems to get caught in Miguel Tudela's fin or foot because it completely pulls the board out from under him. Now, Leon Glatzer, is he phased?
Here's how he reacted.
Not really. Cut back, clean carve, holding and staying up on the upper half of the wave. Notice as he's generated speed, he never lets his board go to the flats until he is ready to boost. A huge, complete rotation. I would call it a 360. Chris Cote for the skate background. Is that a 540?
Well, Tony Hawk invented that trick on a skateboard. He called it a 540. So I'm going to go with the Birdman on this one. And I think we might have a new Birdman in the house again. Leon Glatzer right there, a replay of that incredible air. Whatever you call it, that right there is amazing surfing. Leon Glatzer is looking like He's got the momentum. He's grabbed the bull by the horns, and he's riding this one all the way to the end.
Now let's shift our attention slightly from the high-flying aerial surfing of Leon Glatzer into the pressure that Hiroto Ohhara must be feeling. This young man is fighting for an Olympic spot alongside his countryman Shun Murakami. This is the heat that could potentially decide it. Hiroto Ohhara is already in the repechage rounds. If he does not make this heat, he says goodbye to surfing in front of his hometown of Chiba in the Olympics. Pressure?
Yeah, that story right there is the stuff that dreams are made of and the stuff that nightmares are made of. Literally having the Olympic Games come to your backyard. That is what Hiroto Ohhara is seeing potentially happening down the line. I mean, it's happening, but will he be there? He's got to go up against, right now, Shun Murakami, who's still in the main round. So Shun will have to surf less heats than Hiroto Ohhara. But whichever surfer finishes in a higher placing, most likely will get that spot. 12 minutes, 42 seconds ago, Team Japan has been so impressive with their work ethic and, of course, their skills. Take all the training away, take all the time in the water away, and you've just got surfers with great style. They surf with a lot of precision and finesse. And here we go, Hiroto Ohhara. That's the precision I was talking about. Perfectly placed on his two opening turns, grinding through that second, snapping carve, but goes down on his third turn. Needs to clean up the ending of his waves if he wants to stay on pace with Leon Glatzer, who's now dropped one excellent score already, and you know he's got more in the tank with 12 minutes to go.
Well, he's already qualified for the Olympics, representing Germany in 2 months' time. He slept like he hasn't slept in months. Finally, a sigh of relief knowing that he has done enough to be in Japan in 2 months' time. Hiroto fighting for qualification. The bottom turn, so beautiful. A little bit too low on that bottom turn, putting him on the lip of the wave a hair too late. Isn't able to ride on clean. Left rail going in the water, and when that happens, it is almost impossible to recover. So he goes down, scores, still going to be very, very solid on the basis of that clean top to bottom surfing. That bottom turn, he went way out into the flats, allowing him a little bit more space to square off with the lip as we see La Máquina up and riding.
Luca Macinas, representing Team Peru, has been so steady, solid, speedy, and of course, precision is a word that comes to mind when you think of Luca Macinas and what he's able to do on his surfboard. It just looks like his body, his board, it's all one machine, hence the new nickname, thanks to Kale Carranza, La Máquina.
Yeah, they used to call him the mute because he let his surfing do the talking. We can keep that as an option B for nicknames for Luca Messinas, the man hailing from Máncora, Peru right now, duck diving his way back to the outside. It has been a very difficult heat for both Peruvian surfers who actually thrive and surf better under pressure. Luca Messinas, though, knowing that time is winding down, he got a beautiful looking left-hander. Kind of looks like Máncora on a smaller day. Just mistimes that second to last section of the wave and digs his rail. You can see as he's coming up, the wave gives him that section. And as he's going up for the floater on this one, looks a little bit too far forward towards the next section of the wave and goes down. So both Luca Messinas and Miguel Tudela having a hard time in this heat. The good news is, I should say the great news is, as they have qualified for the Olympics alongside another young lady who thought was out of the mix entirely.
Yeah, Team Peru has a power-packed foursome heading to the Olympic Games. One of the few teams that are fully locked and loaded with 2 males, 2 females. Tudela Messinas will represent the male side. Sofia Milanovic, the legend and icon of our sport, will be joining Daniela Rosas in the Olympic Games surfing, premiering for the first time in just about a month. Around the world, the anticipation is building for those Olympic Games, Calais.
Yeah, and let's talk a little bit about team points here at the 2021 Surf City El Salvador ISA World Games. The team points are so important to get a better seeding, a better position in next year's event. Obviously, if you're first, you're going to get seated with the last team. So you want to be as close to that first position as possible. That being said, Japan is currently in first, France in second, Peru in third, Portugal fourth, and Germany fifth. How many surfers does Peru have left in this draw? 3. How many surfers does Germany have? 1, as we see Peru up and riding.
So Tudela now. Phew, wow. That was called pulling a rabbit out of the hat. A magical frontside tail high whipping reverse. Adds a couple power turns into the mix. So progression, of course, always on top of mind for a guy like Miguel Tudela. 2 big airs on that wave. The first one, a fins high, kind of nose-picking reverse into a carve, into a snap, into a frontside 360 air. Miguel Tudela right there displaying. If you had a dictionary with videos in it and you looked up progression, you'd see his video right there with that wave. And of course, the judging panel, they are rewarding for progressive maneuvers. They're rewarding for speed, for power, for flow, which he displayed. And of course, a combination of major maneuvers. Mixing up your tricks down the line gets the judges excited. 7:45 to go. Leon Glatzer back at it. Here we go. Coiling up. Heading up into the air like nothing.
Oh,
he pulls
my
off
goodness.
another stunning inverted frontside air. Now, if you would go fully upside down and spin that all the way around 540, we'd call that a McTwist.
That
invented
counts.
by Mike McGill.
That counts. That is complete. That is beautiful.
That was
exciting.
awesome.
Radical surfing. 893 for Leon's previous ride. I would say that that air is even more inverted as we see Luca La Máquina up and riding. Just a quick in and out. Cote. Judges are eating up that last wave from Leon Glatzer. I could watch that over and over and over again. That is the best air that we have seen in this competition, courtesy of a surfer representing Germany. How do you like that?
He's got more. He's got more for you. He knows that you and I are huge fans, but he knows his fan base around the world is growing with every wave that he surfs. He has had a recognizable name in WSL QS events. Of course, in Costa Rica, he's had some great big results, but now Leon Glatzer is about to become a household name, a world-famous surfer.
And look at where Hiroto Ohhara is already in this heat. He has climbed himself from 4th position into 2nd. He has first priority. The Peruvians are having a hard time finding the waves. Let's see what Luca Messina can do. Can he shut Hiroto Ohhara's dreams from qualification down?
Well, both of those turns hurt to see as you look out the back. Hiroto Ohhara saw the spray flying in the air, back-to-back, massive pine tree-sized spray flying out the back of that wave, straight in the eye line of Hiroto Ohhara. That's gotta
His backside is lethal. Look at how much water he pushes. He extends his legs, makes it out to the bottom, compresses again, extends off the bottom, and blasts that section. So much water coming up and above. You don't see this man claim too often, but this one, well worth claiming. This angle really shows you how high up he placed those 2 maneuvers, and because of that, how much water those fins actually pushed up and above the wave. Miguel Tudela, like, I love the way you said it, pulling a rabbit out of the hat.
So 2 big moves at the book ending this wave, a 5.07.
So the size of the wave, small, but look at the air, higher than the wave is tall. So judges love that. Miguel Tudela has a 617 and a 627. That blow tail to get things started, front foot, probably 6 inches from the nose of the board. And here we go. The human highlight reel, massive air from Leon Glatzer comes in at a 9.53. Oh,
yeah, well worth it.
Oh my.
Inverted upside down into the air from the most critical part of the wave and into the second most critical part of the wave. I'm calling that a frontside inverted 360 air, nearly a McTwist for Leon Glatzer.
Pressure is on. Hiroto Ohhara now drops to 3rd position. He needs this wave. He needs a big score. Let's see what he can do on the inside.
Great start. Second turn is a laser. Keeps hammering down the line. The 4th turn is there.
My
looking for a big finish.
Performance.
Hiroto Ohhara
Luca Messinas improves his situation with a 6.30, sending Hiroto Ohhara into the third position. Hiroto needed a 6.14. Have we seen a right-hander surfed better than that in this event? Look at the size of the wave, the searing turn on the outside, bottom turn out into the flats, the whole time pushing. Never was he nervous, never was he holding back, sliding the tail on that inside section. And to do a foam climb like that and get the tail of the board up and above, sliding, that is very, very technical.
Total commitment for Hiroto Ohhara. Now we go to Miguel Tudela, who takes to the air. Well, we saw a bit of a fireworks display last night here in El Tunco, but you're getting one in broad daylight right now. High-flying surfing, and Leon Glatzer leading the charge.
He's just having
towards
fun.
Progression. He's got to be feeling so good right now, on top of the world, an Olympian doing some incredible just advanced modern surfing. And now the situation is Leon Glatzer. He's way into lead, almost, look at this, almost eclipsing a near perfect 20 in this heat, the highest single total of the entire event for Leon Glatzer.
And Hiroto Ohhara gets an 8.0 for his last right-hander, now leaving Luca Messinas chasing a 7.91. Luca gets a left-hander. He is waiting for scores to drop. This is arguably the best heat that we've seen in the entire competition. Olympic ramifications on the line. Leon Glatzer already qualified for the Olympic Games, showing the world why and how he surfs above the lip so well. Big airs giving him a 9.53 and an 8.93. Unfortunately for Peru, they've been playing catch-up from the beginning. Will they be able to make it in this heat with 2 minutes remaining?
Well, we're waiting for a score for Luca Messinas, who caught a wave right in front of Hiroto Ohhara, who saw the whole thing happen. And then he had a quick reaction to, okay, you're going to throw 2 turns. I'm going to throw 4 turns. Hiroto Ohhara doing what he does best, dismantling the waves offered up to him as we go back now to La Maquina. Luca Messinas going for the air.
Trying to force the issue as we see Leon on his backhand.
Leon Glatzer does have rodeo flips in his bag of tricks. He's got everything. And I would say underestimated for how powerful he surfs as well. All right, here we go. This is an important number.
6.57 for Luca Messinas alongside a 6.30. Not enough. He still needs a 7.64 to go into second position. Hiroto Ohhara with that beautiful right-hander 8.0. Excellent surfing at a clutch moment. The most important heat of his life. And with 5 minutes to go, he didn't back down to the pressure. He absorbed it and surfed better. So how do the Japanese surfers do it? Kanoa Igarashi does it. Hiroto Ohhara does it. What is it?
It's
the ramen?
dedication. You know, it's dedication. It's, you know, they're a well-coached team, and they have big, lofty dreams. Right now, Hiroto Ohhara putting himself in the position he needs to be in. This is a repechage heat. If you get 3rd or 4th, you're out of this contest. For Hiroto, he needs to keep on pace with Shun Murakami if he wants to stand a chance of qualifying for the Olympics. Right here, perseverance, drive, determination. Hiroto Ohhara making his way back into the lineup to potentially take waves away from his competitors. As you see way down the line, it is surfer in yellow, Miguel Tudela, with one more opportunity. 8 seconds on the clock. Tudela has been on an incredible roll throughout this contest. He goes for the alley-oop, can't come down with it. So unofficially, Hiroto Ohhara still sees a glimmer of hope with his Olympic dream, still attainable, making his way through the heat. But let's talk about Leon Glatzer, who just put on the performance of this event.
As we see, unfortunately for Miguel Tudela, Leon Glatzer's leash gets caught up in his surfboard, and he gets an interference. So that's not the way to start the heat, but this is. How about that? Air 360, full rotation, landing in the flats, complete control, claiming it. The Olympian, Leon Glatzer, hailing from Pavones, Costa Rica, and Miguel Tudela making something out of nothing. A 2 to 4 foot wave and he did almost every single trick in the book that existed in about 100 meters of ride. Beautiful air to finish things off. His surfing was there, just a really unfortunate beginning to the heat.
Well, we are losing two incredibly talented Peruvian surfers out of this contest, but don't worry, they're going to be in the Olympic Games. So more to celebrate for Team Peru. One last look at Hiroto Ohhara.
This was incredibly well surfed, just non-stop commitment from beginning to end, pushing harder and harder. And how about that air? Even more inverted, even more out of control in the air, but perfect control when landing. Leon Glatzer, hats off.
Team Japan.